Democrats seemingly melting down from the announcement that FBI Director Kash Patel's number 2 at the Bureau would be former Secret Service agent and conservative commentator Dan Bongino.
Our national correspondent Alana Austin reports live on what the new leadership might accomplish. Alana, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Emma and Sean. And I want to play a clip from Dan Bongino's latest broadcast just yesterday, where he spoke out about deeply entrenched issues that he sees at the Department of Justice, specifically the FBI, and also across the intelligence community.
Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and take another look today at the Russia collusion hoax. I know it's a story that's old and a lot of people want to move on. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want to move on. We had the FBI in conjunction with the Department of Justice, officials in Congress, foreign governments, and intel people fabricate a story, invent a story that could have caused and done serious long-term harm to international relations with a nuclear-powered foe. It's kind of a big freaking deal. I'm not letting it go.
FBI Director Kash Patel, who was just named acting ATF chief, too, says in part, with Pam Bondi as our new attorney general, we are assembling a team focused on restoring public trust, upholding the rule of law, and ensuring justice is served. Dan is stepping away from an incredibly successful career because he believes in this mission. Together, we are ready to put the mission first. Meantime, congressional Republicans are issuing a series of subpoenas demanding documents that would have happened under the Biden-Harris administration. Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan is requesting records surrounding January 6, 2021, the usage of confidential human sources for the FBI and Department of Justice, as well as the investigation into the J-6 pipe bomber who targeted the DNC and RNC headquarters. GOP lawmakers also intend to dig into alleged censorship, pressures by the previous administration against conservatives through big tech, the prosecution of pro-life activists outside abortion clinics, the federal law enforcement presence at local school board meetings, and that leaked Richmond field office memo that labeled traditional Latin Mass Catholics extremists. But Democrats and liberal-leaning media outlets are issuing concerns with Dan Bongino. Here's one clip criticizing his resume and accomplishments.
Oh, look, Trump likes figures right out of central casting, and Bongino fits the bill. He became a big star on Fox News during the first Trump term. He was saying all the things Trump wanted to hear, including denigrating the FBI. You know, he's a macho figure, someone who's out there trying to pick fights and stoke fights. And that's the thing about Bongino. The incentives for television and radio and podcasting are very different than the incentives for government service.
Now, Senator Richard Blumenthal, a Democrat from Connecticut, criticized Dan Bongino as the number 2 guy at the FBI, saying it is inconceivable in his mind. Now, Bongino did serve as a Secret Service agent and got his start in law enforcement at the NYPD. But again, there are Democrats saying they do not think he has the credentials for this role.
All right, Alana Austin joining us from the Capitol. Alana, thank you very much.